So, Adepticon is moving a little bit north. To brewing country. Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. As always, my name is Jay. In this video, I just want to talk briefly about Adepticon. They finally made a big announcement. I've been expecting it for a little while. I didn't want to speculate beforehand, but I did find this out while I was at Adepticon. So, a little bit of backtrack, of course. This year's Adepticon was bigger than ever. It was stupidly busy, which was awesome to see, but it was so evident from day one that just this convention center and the current agreement couldn't hold the number of people that they were getting anymore. You know, it's become so popular, which, as I said, I love seeing that our hobby keeps spreading and getting busier and busier and more fun. And Adepticon is honestly the best convention for miniature wargaming in North America. Jay's pick, for sure. So, it's been amazing. But this year, they split it between two hotels. The other hotel, the one I was at, the Hyatt, let's go back even further. So number one, the hotel block sold out instantly for the Schomburg, to the point where people were wondering if there were actually any rooms available at all. The Hyatt held all the smaller games and was still packed. The parking lot, even there, was packed. On the Thursday, basically people were already parking their cars and not moving their cars because they knew how busy it was going to be. Several of us witnessed people like throwing temper tantrums or getting mad because they were staying at the hotel itself and could barely find a parking spot, or lost their parking spot and took a while, 20 minutes of driving around to get a new one. Then, as I mentioned, a lot of people were just keeping their cars there Thursday night onwards because they knew they'd be giving up a spot and not getting it back. So it was really evident that the Renaissance Schomburg in Schaumburg, Illinois could not hold Adepticon much longer. And this year, of course, was the year that their contract expired. It's been there for like 10 years almost, right? I've been going to tons of Adepticons, and it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And there was supposed to be a parking garage assembled at the Renaissance Schaumburg, but it was never done. COVID, unfortunately, delayed it to the point where it's not even built yet, not even started. So, yeah, what can they do, right? So, according to the people I spoke with behind the scenes at Adepticon, they were looking at Chicago or the Chicago area places to host, but they couldn't get one that had both the rooms. So the main thing, the criteria that they were looking for, number one, availability of parking, cheapness of parking, hotels close to it, and tons of smaller rooms, right? Both big rooms and small rooms, because all of the seminars, all the painting things, right, are in small rooms. Apparently none of the big halls in Chicago actually fit the criteria because they just had giant rooms or tiny rooms, nothing in between. They need a bunch of each. And again, the parking became a huge matter as well, because once again, people are driving there, which makes sense, from all over North America. So they decided to go a little north. The choice was either go south, east, north. They didn't want to go towards Indianapolis, obviously, because that's Gen Con territory. Gen Con is the biggest convention in North America for this kind of stuff, but it's like everything, not just miniature wargaming, it's everything. So they decided to go north. So an hour north is Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Brewers territory. There's the Baird Convention Hall, Baird Convention Hall, I think it's called, in Milwaukee, and Adepticon felt it would be a great fit going forward because, number one, it's a huge hall. They're about to finish a gigantic, they're basically doubling the size of the hall with this gigantic, it's like $150 million renovation or something. They're doubling the size of the hall, and it's like Gen Con, basically, in the sense that Indianapolis, everything's connected to the main convention center. Same thing happens with the Baird Center in Milwaukee. A bunch of hotels are actually connected to it. 3 hotels are connected to it via internal bridges and stuff, so you can cross highways. They've already blocked off a giant amount of hotels, and they estimate that this convention center can not only sustain the current population easily, but should be able to sustain years of growth. And that's what's important. It's not just about today, it's about a year from now, and 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 4 years from now, 5 years from now, 6 years from now, 10 years from now. You want to be able to sustain that growth because people were obviously getting really frustrated with the craziness of how Adepticon was this year. It was very congested, elbow to elbow. The parking lot was a nightmare. The hotel situation was a nightmare. So hopefully this resolves it. I don't know. What do you think? What do I think? I'm probably going to end up going next year. It just makes my flight a little more complicated because then I have 2 layovers, right? I have to do one through Toronto or Montreal, one through Chicago, and then like a 25-minute flight actually to Milwaukee. Maybe I can hitch a ride with somebody from that area. We'll see. But yeah, that's it. So this is a huge move. They've been in Chicago forever, and they didn't do it. They didn't do it easily. It was a long decision, and they've been thinking about it for a while. And it was the right time. So I think it's very cool. I'm excited to see a new area. I do love Chicago. I love Schaumburg. I love the food there. I love the people. But they're all, of course, hopefully going to be where in Milwaukee for the next year's one. So huge announcement. It's a good thing overall because it shows that, number one, our hobby is continuing to grow, that more and more people are getting into miniature wargaming, maybe not 40K, just miniature wargaming in general, though to be fair, 40K looked just as popular as ever there. Number two, our convention is going to keep going, and it's going to get better because they're acknowledging and they're getting room for growth. Right? Number three, maybe I can catch a Milwaukee Brewers game. No, it'll be too early next year. Darn. No, we'll see. So, stay tuned for more videos about this. What do you think? Are you going to be at next year's ADEPTICON? I know some of my viewers here went to ADEPTICON this year. What do you think about the ADEPTICON announcement? Milwaukee? Cool. Stay tuned for more videos. Until next time, this is Jay saying happy painting in Milwaukee.